Hi, I'm Matt Hildebrand, joined by James Hayes.
Thanks, Ben. Thanks for having me here.
Yep, and we're two of Don's finest. We've got a lot of great information that we're going to present here today. But the big thing we're going to talk about is, how you get started in a kitchen remodel, right? We're appliance guys, but I got to tell you, we know an awful lot about what we're seeing design-wise and trends.
Yeah, 100%. And it's one of those things when you're thinking about what you want to do in a kitchen remodel is you got to maybe consider your lifestyle and what you're going to like. What do you like to do in the kitchen? We were talking a little bit before we started this about people congregating in the kitchen, and Matt can probably say it more eloquently than I can. But essentially, we all kind of gather there. Is just what you were saying?
Yeah. So if you entertain a lot, different times of the year, and if you like to entertain, people tend to congregate in the kitchen, right? Food is what brings us together, and people just enjoy being together in the kitchen.
Yeah, so it's like, you will have some, I do have some customers where I kind of question how much they actually do cooking wise and things like that, but I'm saying the majority of ours, it's something that's really important to them. And then having the appropriate amount of space, or, if you're entertaining for large gatherings, Chef and I were talking about this a little bit earlier this week, making sure you have everything you need in there to appropriately entertain the amount of people that you typically would, and then having what would be appropriate to that.
I'll kind of expand on that.
Yeah.
Is when we start asking people questions, the beauty of what we do here and what a lot of our sales associates do is ask how you cook, how often you entertain.
Sure.
What's the size of the space you're dealing with now? What are your wants? Because a lot of people tend to do, especially with access to the internet, they do a lot of research in terms of different kitchen trends. Pinterest boards, and then obviously they ask us questions on what we're seeing, and we'll bring up things like, a galley sink that is great for entertaining, double wall ovens that for entertaining and holidays, you'll need those two ovens.
Yeah, having the extra capacity for cooking. As far as just having a place to store food, like refrigeration, if you like, everyone likes these built-in panel-ready refrigerators, but if you have a family of 4 or 5 and you look at a 36-inch built-in refrigerator, there's not a lot of space, so maybe you need to consider maybe going to something, finding it a little bit larger, or maybe moving the freestanding to get the extra capacity that you would want.
That, or possibly adding beverage drawers, beverage refrigerators in either in an island or a wet bar area or a coffee center. Built-in coffee makers. If you enjoy coffee, one of the most important appliances in my personal kitchen, believe it or not, is our coffee maker.
Sure.
And I've got 3 teenagers that enjoy coffee. And instead of sending them to Starbucks for $6 a cup, they'll do the coffee at home. And the coffee makers, they're very expensive, but they pay for themselves.
Oh, yeah. What's a cup of coffee at Starbucks now? $5, $6?
Yeah. $6. It's up to $8, I think, for the grande. I don't know. I don't go to Starbucks. So, we do everything at home. But if you were to take that in consideration, I mean, a coffee maker is something that a lot of people think are out of their range, but yet they'll spend on average $60 to $80 a week at Starbucks. So, put that into perspective.
Yeah. Over the course of a few years, that coffee maker has paid for itself by a long shot. So, and then even planning in maybe perhaps dishwashers, like if you entertain a lot and you have a bunch of people coming over, you might need more than one. Or you get one of the professional ones that has an hour-long cycle. There's options there, but you don't want to be stuck running back and forth while you're trying to talk to people. And I don't know, me personally, I can't stand having a bunch of dirty dishes just sitting in my sink waiting to go into a dishwasher. So
I agree 100%. And we cook a lot at home. And as I said, I've got 3 kids, and we will run our dishwasher. We have a commercial unit, professional unit, and we run that unit 3 times a day. And I am with you. I hate dirty dishes. So in terms of having the ability to do dishes continually, especially at dinner time. You know, we put our prep dishes in, and then once that's done, you know, right before we go to bed, I throw another load in, and we're good to go. And it's tremendous. It truly is.
Yeah. And then as far as other things to consider, well, we touched on the galley. You just brought it up, but that's a lot of customers when they see that they're like, "Oh, that's a really big sink," but it's really not. You talk about something that can really redesign your kitchen and incorporating into it and kind of bringing people together. A galley is a workstation sink style unit where basically it's a sink with dual edge tiers where you can do all your cooking inside of it. And if you integrate,
Well, your prep, let me backtrack a little
Sure.
bit. Not cooking. We can do your prep work
Prep
for
work.
your cooking in that.
and you're working in that area, but if we're working in an island and I have seating on the other side of the island, I can still be maintaining conversations while I'm working. I don't have my back to my guests while I'm over there. So I did incorporate one of those into my kitchen when I did it, and with the layout, I'm able to talk to everybody and do things. I don't feel like I'm necessarily disconnected from them while they're there. So that's something that a lot of people don't consider when they see it. They just see a really expensive sink, but it's not. It's a whole other appliance of sorts. Yeah.
Yeah, it's about a lifestyle, right? So, you know, we are getting into that age of just creating memories and just creating experiences. And a lot of people want to create experiences in their home. What we found after the pandemic is that people really want to get back to experiencing things in their homes. And when you do that, creating an environment in the kitchen that is inviting, you know, we're talking about experiences with food, you know, friends, family. It is something to consider on the appliances you like, what you think you may use, and then what we do here at Don's is we'll walk through that conversation and really try and foster how you use your kitchen, what you think you will use what you think you will ultimately use your kitchen in different ways, and then really what fits your budget, because you know there's a lot of things that are just all over the board. So we've got all different appliances to help foster that experience in all different price levels.
Yeah, and it's obviously we work with all sorts of different customers. You have like obviously there's going to be maybe the utilitarian, like I want something that's going to work, and then you get into where it's more than just like a room that you cook in. Like Matt was saying, it's like you can have an emotional attachment to that, and like just the ability to connect with family and stuff in the area. So there's a lot of things to consider, and we're kind of experienced and dabble with a lot of those different styles of customers and different types of appliances out there. So I would say, swing on to the Don's Appliances and check out our website. Give us a call. Come down to Canonsburg and see me. I'm here all the time.
James, our studio celebrities here in Canonsburg. But go to donsappliances.com. Check out our YouTube site, Instagram, and TikTok. Have a great day.
Can you just say "Have a great day," or just the last line? Go ahead.
Be sure to check us out on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, and have a great day.